Hey everybody, it's your Sam and I'm here with a new video. Today I was going to try to get my Supernote video up to you, but I'm still kind of waiting on the affiliate code from Supernote. I was a little late in processing the application, so yeah, that's mostly my fault. But as soon as I get the affiliate code and a couple of more notes and pictures for y'all, then yes, I will get that Supernote review uploaded to you. Hopefully it'll be this next Sunday. I hope. We'll see. But today I kind of wanted to go over something that I've been kind of evaluating myself. Is it burnout? Is it depression? Or is it just plain laziness? So, for those of you who may not know or are new to my channel, I do suffer from depression and anxiety. I have been diagnosed with it, and I have in the past been getting treatment for it and am sort of self-treating now. I think I've got it mostly under control. There are, of course, some severe flare-ups here and there, such as, back in August and most of September. This is how I tell the difference between whether I'm burned out, depressed, or lazy. All three of these are very similar. Burnout, depression, and just laziness have a lot of similar attributes. And only you, being in your own brain, knowing your own thoughts and your own feelings and how your body feels, can really know what you're going through right now. Burnout and depression specifically have a lot of similar symptoms. There's stress. With burnout, you can have fatigue and insomnia. You can in depression too. You can have severe fatigue. You can have insomnia. There can be days where you sleep all day, and there may be days where you don't sleep at all. So those two signs are very similar. Another one is a sense of failure and self-doubt and worthlessness. Those go hand in hand with both burnout and depression. You get a feeling of detachment with both burnout and depression. You get a feeling of, or a lack of motivation with burnout and depression, of loss of interest in what you want to do, or a loss of interest in just life in general, or even some of your hobbies that you once enjoyed. That goes hand in hand with burnout and depression. You can feel trapped or defeated, or just a sense of hopelessness, because sometimes you feel like no matter what you do, it's not good enough, or it's not going to be enough. You're so far behind that it's just not going to make a difference anyway. Again, that can be with burnout, that can be with depression. The only difference that I see personally between depression and burnout is with depression, I hurt all the time, just physically hurt all the time. I always have a headache, or I always have backaches or leg pains, or something is always kind of hurting with my depression. Now, headaches can also be a sign of high stress. So headaches can be a sign of burnout as well. I also, with depression more than burnout, have a change in appetite. I either eat all day, eat myself out of house and home, or I don't eat at all. Again, I do this a little bit with stress, but mostly with stress, I just don't eat at all. And with depression, I've noticed that my emotions can be all over the place. I'll be watching something that is like really good, brings back hope and humanity kind of thing, and I just cry. or I could be watching something really sad and I just cry. I usually can keep a good hold on my emotions whenever I'm not depressed, but when I am depressed, they're kind of all over the place. I get angry, I get sad, I get really happy to where I cry, just kind of at the drop of a hat with depression. Whereas with burnout, that doesn't really happen unless I'm like highly stressed and the stress turns into anger or something like that. But therein again, the emotional roller coasters are usually more with depression than burnout with me. You know your own mind the best, so some of these signs you're going to have to kind of study in on yourself. You're going to have to meditate on it. You're going to have to concentrate on what other symptoms do you have, as to say whether you're getting burned out or getting depressed. Now, as far as laziness goes, we all have lazy days. They're needed. But there comes a point in time where your burnout or depression is used as an excuse to become lazy. And I think I did that this past month. I was kind of coming out of my depression and things were getting better. I didn't have to wear the happy mask as much. I could let, the mask down and show my real self a little bit. And it was kind of even. But I didn't start working back towards my goals like I wanted to or I needed to. And I think I slipped into a bit of laziness there. And laziness can be just as hard to fight almost as a light session of depression, if that makes any sense. So just remember to take care of yourself. Remember that there can be moments where you just take time to veg, where you just take time to read a book, where you just take time to yourself. You don't have to be on all the time. But it's a great thing though to know the difference in you between burnout and depression. That way you can take the steps to get out of it. You can take the steps to feel the creative well, take the steps to kind of pivot and work on things that you still need to work on, but aren't as stressful to you, maybe, to try to avoid that burnout or pull yourself out of that burnout. If it's depression, then you can take the steps to get help, whether that's through talking to a professional, doing things that make you happy, or even turning to some medication, or just realizing that you are having depression, an episode, and you can start to work your way out of it, or adjust your plans to fit it so that you're not adding more guilt for not finishing things or self-loathing or anything like that. I just kind of want to say that because depression and burnout can be a really dangerous spiral to get into, and I want everybody to be able to pull themselves out of it and to kind of assess when they need to get help or take a moment and focus on everything that's going on in here. Hopefully I have worked my way out of the depression for the most part. Again, like I said in my last little video, my little live, I'm taking things slow. And I think that's the best course of action right now, because I don't want to set a high goal not achieve it and then like end up throwing myself back into the well of depression here. And if that's what you need to do too, then do it. It's the way I focus on it. See whether you're burnout or depressed or just being lazy, and let's work on it together. That's all I've got for you today. I hope everybody out there in the YouTubes who are watching this is well, and be kind to yourself, be kind to one another. Keep writing and keep being creative, and I will see you next time.